So by now, you all have heard about Ghana leading the charge at the UN to have the transatlantic slave trade recognized as the greatest crime against humanity. This was a step taken towards receiving reparations. Here were the results. The United States were one of the 3 countries to vote no, and the European Union chose not to vote at all. That broke.
Allegedly.
This is the reason that the US gave when it comes to not wanting to recognize the atrocity.
In addition to its obvious legal problems, this resolution is also unclear as to who the recipients of reparatory justice would be. The drafters and supporters of this resolution seem to believe it is them. The United States strongly objects to the cynical usage of historical wrongs as a leverage point in an attempt to reallocate modern resources to people and nations who are distantly related to the historical victims. The United States would also like to express disappointment in the arbitrary historical perspective of the text. Trafficking in African slaves began long before the 15th century and sadly continued even after the 19th. These dates were clearly selected for political reasons rather than historical accuracy.
Whether this is true or not, well, I'll let you decide by leaving the link to the proposal in the description. To me, the proposal is very broad. There is a heavy focus on Africa. However, I will say we are mentioned as the people of African descent and also the Organization of American States. My biggest concern with all of this was the lack of communication to Black Americans. According to the Embassy of Ghana, the NAACP were heavily engaged with President Mahama when it comes to the conversation around reparations. According to Ghana Web, the Congressional Black Caucus is in support of this as well. So, I did some digging. If this is true, there hasn't been any updates on either of their sites. We need to be on their ass as much as we are on President Mahama's ass, because why aren't you saying anything? What conversations are being had? What are y'all agreeing and disagreeing on? Why isn't there a campaign rolling out to push for legislation across the country? Why aren't there multiple events going on in every single state across the country where a conversation about reparations is being had? Tell me what you think about this in the comments.
I'm not talking unless y'all giving me land and 2,000 or more every week.